Hello and welcome, I'm SimUK, and it is my goal to provide to you the most honest, fact-based critical reviews on YouTube. If you find this review helpful, then please hit that like button, subscribe, and help to support the channel by donating via the links below. Thank you so much, and enjoy the review. In many areas, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 is the most advanced, the most enhanced, and the most impressive flight simulator the world has ever seen. But it's not exactly perfect in all areas, and one of the areas where it most certainly lacks most is bridges. Thankfully, the flight simulation community have some very talented modders, and the modding community have jumped into the fray to ensure that these historically important and rather breathtaking looking bridges are being represented far more realistically than the default Microsoft Flight Simulator can actually provide. So today I'm going to show you my 5 top available free modded bridges that you can add to your Microsoft Flight Simulator game and enhance your experience. Tackleberry 1978, a wonderful year for birth in my humble opinion, has put together this 3D model of the Dartford crossing. It's his first project, so please be kind, and he says he is learning as he goes. The Dartford crossing, aka Queen Elizabeth II Bridge, crosses over the River Thames along with 2 tunnels which aren't necessarily represented here. This Dartford crossing on the M25 east of London is an important crossing over the River Thames, connecting Dartford in Kent to Thurrock in Essex. This bridge, designed by the German civil engineer Helmut Homburg, was finally completed in 1988. The bridge was opened by Queen Elizabeth II on the 30th of October 1991. Cost 120 million, and at the time of opening it had the longest cable-stayed span of any bridge in Europe. Next up, we have the rather spectacular Rio Antirio, also known as Charilaos Trikoupis, please excuse my pronunciation. It connects the castles of Rio and Antirio and includes some urban areas as well as part of the highway intersection. Nightlights are handcrafted for the bridge and the castles as well, and the original scenery was so poor and lacking in detail, and Nick Priest has recreated this bridge rather spectacularly in my humble opinion, even going so far as to introduce ferries into the crossing. Unfortunately, he says they cannot move at the moment, a limitation of the SDK in Microsoft Flight Simulator. Another clear limitation to the SDK appears to be that no cars can run on these mods, and you will see that all cars appear in the water or below the bridge in some way or fashion. The Rio Antirio Bridge is one of the world's longest multi-span cable-stayed bridges and longest of the fully suspended type. It crosses the Gulf of Corinth near Patras, linking the towns of Rio and Antirio on mainland Greece. It opened up the very day before the Athens 2004 Summer Olympics on August the 12th, 2004, and it was used to transport the Olympic flame. The bridge itself is 2,883 metres in length, and other than one of the cable links of the bridge's snapping on the 28th of January 2005, just 6 months after the opening of the bridge, this has been a very stable and rather noteworthy bridge. Now, one of the most iconic buildings in all of Microsoft Flight Simulator has to be the Sydney Opera House. But rather surprisingly, the bridge, which most people associate as being part of the Sydney Opera House, is not really there. The Sydney Harbour Bridge is rather unimpressive, let's say. Created by the modder high frame rates, I think this is probably one of the best looking bridges in all of the collection that I have today. Certainly the steel arch Sydney Harbour Bridge is an iconic bridge that carries rail vehicles and looks most spectacular at night. The bridge was designed and built by British-based Dorman Long from Middlesbrough, who are also synonymous for building the Tyne Bridge in Newcastle upon Tyne. It is the 7th longest spanning arch bridge in the world and the tallest steel arch bridge, measuring 134 metres from top to water. And it was previously known as the widest long-span bridge in the world, until construction of the new Port Mann Bridge was unveiled in Vancouver. One of the most impressive things about the Sydney Harbour Bridge has to be its tidal flow capacity. This allows the direction of traffic to flow on the bridge to be changed depending on the traffic patterns of the day. Rumour has it that the toll on this particular bridge are astronomically high, but I think regardless of that, most Australians are proud and impressed by this rather iconic and rather spectacular looking bridge. And quite rightly, this is a spectacular location noted for New Year's Eve celebrations where, let's face it, this is one of the most jaw-droppingly gorgeous looking firework displays that I think that you could possibly see. Once again, we have a creation from Tackleberry 1978, and this time it is the infamous and epically famous, especially in Britain, the Tamar Bridge. The Tamar Bridge is a major road bridge over the River Tamar. It connects Saltash in Cornwall and Plymouth in Devon, and is 335 metres long. Running adjacent to it is the Royal Albert Bridge. The Tamar Bridge, failing to reach European standards, underwent a widening and strengthening procedure in 1998 and was officially reopened in 2002 by Princess Anne. Next to it is the Royal Albert Bridge, which is a railway bridge and runs parallel to the Tamar. The Royal Albert Bridge was originally designed by Isambard Kingdom Brunel, and work on that bridge started in 1848 and was completed in 1854. The Royal Albert Bridge was named as such because it was opened by Prince Albert on the 2nd of May 1985. Brunel actually died later that year, and his name was placed above the portals at either end of the bridge as a memorial, and they remain there today. And finally, although not necessarily a spectacular bridge, it is a well-known bridge. It's the bridge on the River Kwai. Now, you probably know this from the film, but this bridge, based in Thailand, was created by MKVY, and this is actually the third iteration of this particular bridge. Now, The Bridge on the River Kwai was a film created in 1957, an epic war film directed by David Lean and based on the 1952 novel written by Pierre Boulet. The film was widely praised, winning several Academy Awards, including Best Picture at the 30th Academy Awards in 1997. Now, it takes a bit of finding this bridge, but once you find it, you can definitely see that a lot of time and effort has gone into making this. And I think it's an excellent way to close this first video, showcasing the fantastic modding community that's already getting itself up and running alongside Microsoft Flight Simulator. There are many, many more mods to look at, mods to review, and I will continue to do this as much as I can. If we're lucky, then the SDK will be improved and enhanced to allow cars to actually drive over the bridges instead of under the bridges, and who knows, maybe we can get some extra special effects with moving ships and similar enhancements in time. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, goodbye.